Welcome to Networking RX, a podcast devoted to helping business professionals like you enhance your networking skills in order to become more proficient giving and receiving quality business referrals and improving the overall quality of your life and the lives of those around you. The Networking RX podcast is a production of AmSpirit Business Connections, an organization whose mission is to empower business success through networking.
One of the things we do in AmSpirit Business Connections, at the risk of sounding like a plug for AmSpirit Business Connections, one of the things we do is we track referrals. It's called the Chapter Performance Report, and it details who in the chapter has given referrals over a particular time. We generally measure it monthly. Chapters will produce it monthly. And it also details who has received referrals over that particular month or whatever time period. In addition to measuring results for the month, giving and receiving, it also has columns that indicate year-to-date totals. So in March, you would get the March summary for the referrals given and received, and then you would have the year-to-date totals for what's happened in January, February, and March as well. Pretty simple. From this, what we've noticed pretty consistently is those who give more referrals end up getting more referrals. It's not a perfect science, but you can see the people who are prolific at giving, people who are really have an attitude of giving, really want to try and help other people, their fellow members want to do more for them. It's really kind of simple human nature. And we've heard the saying for years, it's better to give than receive. And we assume that what that really means is that when we give more, we get more. And there's a lot of truth to that. But even if we don't get more in terms of referrals or introductions or other things that we're giving out, there's a lot of personal benefits for helping other people. Today I'm going to devote this episode to talking about those things, the benefits that come to us from helping other people. So answer this. Have you ever walked out of a meeting or a situation where you helped someone and you felt lighter, energized, almost stronger? Now, if you're listening to this podcast, chances are the answer to that question is yes. Probably rhetorical, because if you have an interest in networking, that's why you're listening. And if you have an interest in networking, you're probably already tuned into the notion of givers get more. But what if I told you that feeling you get, that light feeling, that the feeling of strength, the good feeling, what if I told you it really wasn't emotional? What if you found out it was biological? Because the reality is that generosity triggers measurable changes in the body. Now, I'm not going to sound like a neuroscience. I'm going to try and keep this very simple. But there's a lot of things that are happening in our bodies, and they've studied this, when we do things to help other people. And there's lots of different ways to help other people. It might be giving referrals, it might be donating to a charity, it might be making an introduction, it might be spending time with somebody. But when we help other people, there are measurable benefits to our body. The first benefit is dopamine release, the helper's high. When we help someone, the brain releases dopamine, and that's the same chemical associated with reward and motivation. Helping someone is like hitting that three-point shot in basketball where the net snaps. You feel it. Your brain rewards you. That's why giving referrals feels good. It's not accidental. It's chemical. Number 2, oxytocin, the trust hormone. Helping others increases oxytocin, which strengthens our connection to them. It helps build trust and reduces fear. Trust isn't just relational, it's biological. And so generosity literally bonds us to the people around us, to the people that we're helping, and them to us. Number 3, reduction of stress and lowers blood pressure. Studies show that people who regularly volunteer, which is a form of helping, have lower stress markers, lower blood pressure, reduced inflammation. Those are all key things to making us healthy. And a lot of people get prescribed drugs to do those things, to lower blood pressure, to reduce inflammation. Helping other people can do that naturally. The fourth thing, helping others reduces depression. It increases our sense of purpose. It reduces the notion that we're going to ruminate on things in our life. It really just shifts the focus away from ourselves. And this is not me talking. These are studies that are out there. Networking, when it's done right, is really an antidote to isolationism, right? You can't help others. You can't network by yourself. You're out there amongst people, and when you're doing that, you're not isolated. And number 5, and this ties into the other 4, but people who consistently help others tend to live longer. And there are studies out there that people who are engaged in the community live longer. Why? Because they're in the community, they're amongst people, they have a sense of purpose, there's the connection. In our organization, in AmSpirit Business Connections, we say referrals are the lifeblood of chapters. Referrals are the lifeblood of the organization. In humanity, relationships are the lifeblood. And to have those relationships, you need to be giving to other people. Helping isn't just a good strategy. It's good physiologically. But here's the paradox. The more someone focuses on getting referrals or getting, the less healthy, socially and emotionally they become. But people who wake up and attack the day with the notion of who can I help, what can I do to help other people, that person wins. They win in business, they win in relationships, but the big bonus is that they win in health. And when you're healthy, you're going to be able to function better. You're going to be able to approach relationships better. So it just kind of cycles together. So let me give you 3 practical applications for this episode. Actionable items. Learning is nice, but you got to execute for it to work. The first thing is start every day, maybe every AmSpirit meeting or whatever networking organization you're in, or networking event. Start that activity with one name in mind. Pick somebody and just say, how can I move the ball for that person today? How can I help that person? What kind of introduction? Can I get them on a podcast? Can I give them a referral? Or are they down? Maybe just sending them a text message. Not something abstract. It's got to be something specific. I was talking to them yesterday. They were down they just felt down. They were just kind of, things weren't going well. I'm going to send them a text, and I'm going to find something that's going to be uplifting for them. Maybe it's a short little quote. Maybe it's a YouTube video, something that is going to impact their day. Maybe it's a referral, but you kind of identify that person and have your mind go to work saying, okay, I'm going to help this person. And when you help them, obviously they're going to be happy. You're going to feel good about yourself, but the biology is going to kick in as well. So that's the first thing. Start every meeting, every networking event, every day with one person in mind. Just identify one person and one specific thing that you're going to try to do to help them. Number 2, kind of ties into the first, but every week, make one unprompted introduction. A weekly unprompted introduction. It's probably some acronym there I could come up with, but one unprompted introduction. What I mean by unprompted is simply a situation where nobody's asking you to do the introduction. You're just going to your LinkedIn database, or wherever kind of roster of people you have, your Rolodex, if you will, if you still have a physical Rolodex, your contact manager, and just look through there. Find 2 people that don't know each other, and that's not always easy, but find 2 people and just make an introduction. Yeah, it should make some sense. It doesn't need to be perfect. Let them figure it out. But there can be a little bit of sense there as to, hey, you both have podcasts. I thought you might want to meet, compare notes. I believe you both go to XYZ conference every year. I don't know that you know each other. Here, let me make an introduction. Don't do that because someone asks. Again, it's totally unprompted. Don't do it because you feel you owe somebody something. Do it because you see some value. Not value to you, but value to them. To you, you get the good feeling of helping other people. You get the biology, the physiology of helping other people, but it really kind of builds a muscle within inside you. You just get good at this. It might seem uncomfortable at first. What if this isn't a good introduction? These people hate me. What if they know each other? So what? I've made a lot of introductions. Nobody's hated me for it. I've run into situations where people already know each other. Nobody's mad. They're appreciative that I'm taking the time, I'm doing something. It doesn't always work out. And number 3, keep a log. Keep what I call a giving journal. Years ago, I wrote a book called The Giving Journal. I will put a link in the show notes that you can download it for free. I'm not even collecting email addresses. But essentially what it does, what it explains, what I did was just tracked when I was giving referrals, tracked when I made introductions, tracked when I did meaningful things. I didn't do it as a way of bragging. You'll see in the book, I didn't do it as a way of bragging with people. I didn't keep score. I did it just to create a habit of helping other people. What gets measured gets acted upon. And that's what I found with respect to the Giving Journal, is that when I documented how I was helping people, just put a date in there, what I did. Again, I never went back to somebody and said, well, I did things for you. You need to do something for me. It was just a log for me to keep track of my activity. That's all it was. And what I found is when I kept track of that through the Giving Journal, and again, I'll put a link in the show notes if you want to get it. I just became more proficient at giving. I was looking for opportunities because I wanted to write in the journal. I wanted to, I only have a page filled. I want to have 2 pages. I haven't done something in 3 days. It just would call to me. So 3 practical tips. Start every meeting, start every event, whatever it is, with one name in mind. I'm going to help this person. Make an unprompted introduction weekly. Get in the habit of doing that. And third, keep a giving journal. Keep a journal of the things that you do. So as a recap of the benefits of giving, and these are the benefits to you, biologically, physiologically, the benefits to you. Boosts mood, reduces anxiety, it improves heart health, it increases life satisfaction, it strengthens the immune system, it'll improve your social bonds, it increases a sense of purpose, a sense of belonging. It improves sleep, reduces perception of pain, and increases longevity. You just literally live longer. Again, this is not motivational fluff. It's physiology. We think generosity is sacrifice. It's not. It's investment. You're not draining yourself when you help others. You're really strengthening yourself. Every act of generosity is like doing a rep in the relational gym, curls or bench presses. One rep's not going to transform you, right? One push-up's not going to change your life. But done consistently, you build connections, you build trust, you build your health, you build opportunity, and maybe, just maybe, you build a better life.
Thanks for joining us on the Networking RX podcast. Please put what you've learned into action today and let us know if you have questions, comments, or ideas for future topics. You can email them to us at podcast@amspirit.com. That's AmSpirit.com. Finally, so you never miss an episode, be sure to subscribe to the Networking RX podcast through iTunes, Overcast, or however you receive your podcasts. Now get out and network with someone.
The Networking RX podcast is the copyright production of AmSpirit Business Connections. All rights reserved.